All right, the reason we showed that is the elephant in the room. The only thing that anyone has mentioned that they're not happy with is the proximity of the house next door is real close. Having said that, this is Pioche and the boundary lots are zero. You can build right up to the edge of the line. It's a clear line through. There's no windows or anything on his side of the house. We've got no way that anybody can see in. The only windows in our house are above the level of that roof. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Car coming. Cut.
This is the other side of the property line that also belongs to this house, belongs to me. It's about it's about 10 feet to the left of that pole, my property line, and about here. I have it all exact on plans written up and surveyed by Leonard Smith from Caliente, which we're going to take a picture of the plan so you can see it comes with the house. All this land belongs to me. There's enough room to put another small house on here if you wanted to.
And your neighbor, closest neighbor is there.
Yeah, this is a non-maintenance deck we had put on it. It's that special fiber, whatever. You don't have to
Like
do anything to it.
Trex or something.
And underneath is room for a carport. We haven't sealed the deck, so if you wanted to make that a sealed carport, all you would have to do is put plastic corrugated sheeting from the back to the front, as you can see, because there is little gaps through the normal gaps on the deck planking. So, and if you wanted to seal this, you'd even put a door on the front. That would be entirely up to you. There's room on this to put, I would say, 4 cars when your friends come up to visit. We've got a nice big garage. There's lots of little bits and bats we're leaving with the house, and we're leaving in the garage also. If you don't want it, throw it out. But some of this stuff is useful. There's bits of trim for the house here and there. There's some tools. There's a full workbench if you wanted to make this into your workshop. I got my old golf clubs and some old golf clubs and a fishing rod in the corner that goes with the house for the golf course down the road. The Lincoln County Golf Course, fabulous place. Wait till you see that.
Get a little bit extra wood for the wood stove.
Yeah, and the snow shovels if you ever need them, and the nice big new axe.
Ball onion.
Ball onion rides again. We keep, obviously, we just stack, believe it or not, you can stack a whole cord of wood all the way down here and still get a car in without any problem, so the wood stays nice and dry in the winter. And all you need to do is come through this door and into the house here, so you're never out in the complete weather if it was cold outside. And here you go into the house. This is the back part of the house.
Spare bedroom.
A mud room or whatever. This is the back bedroom out of the 4 main bedrooms.
Yeah, it's below ground.
And as you can see, yeah, obviously you've got the light to the window, but the walls are all very heavily block walls, real solid.
And your view.
And the central heating does come all the way back here.
Central heating.
This house for us was always a party house, so we made every room a bedroom that we could, so that all our friends could sleep over.
Closet behind the door. Is there a light in here? Yes.
Central heating furnace, all new heating elements were put in, well, I don't know, a couple of years ago, maybe 3. I got the paperwork somewhere. And we leave this door open now. This is, by the way, we're in the middle of November, so this is probably our last trip up this winter, so we've come up to close up a few things. We leave this heating on at about 45 degrees. It cost me, I don't know, a few bucks a month in electricity, but in the 15 years we've owned this house, leaving it at 40, 45 degrees, we've never had a problem with pipes freezing or anything. And this is where all the electric and the pipes come in.
Here we go. Under the stairs. Okay.
When we were thinking of retiring up here, this was going to be Patty's wine cellar. This is also underground, so the main pipes for the water that come in the house here and the hot water, they're all inside and all very well insulated. This room, we leave it open so the heat comes through. We've never had a problem. It looks it looks a little bit raggle-taggle, but what we did, this was all put in new a few years ago when we bought it. We bought the house 15 years ago. So all this was checked and new, all the pipes were redone, and we sealed any leaks anywhere. This is airtight, this room. It's a bit of a junk room, but you can use it for whatever you want.
And the dryer is not piped outdoors at the moment.
Oh, no.
It's just kind of loose up there. There's a little mini washer and a little mini dryer.
They're both very old if you want them.
But they work.
They do work. If you want them,
Electric
keep them. If not, then everything stays with the house.
Off the kitchen, you've got your stairs that lead you to the upstairs, where we've got our final bedroom, another bathroom, a little homemade bar, 2 closets behind the bookcase. There's a little switch. We've left some instructions. That switch goes to the swamp cooler. It turns the swamp cooler on and off. Another closet. This is the door to the back porch, backyard-ish area. Here we go. Into the games room.
Ah! And we showed you the bar, did we? Yeah,
Yes.
I think. Yes. Oh, this is the master bedroom, where we generally stay up here, the big bedroom.
Big closet.
Now you can see in the big closet, you can see the ping pong table that sits on top of the pool table. So you got ping pong, darts and pools in my game room. That's a queen size bed, fits in comfortable. That once again is the back of the house.
View of the mountains. Okay, out of the bedroom. And into
This
the
is our
games
favourite part of the house. The bar, the games room. Electronic, soft tip dartboard, all the bits, everything stays. All the pool table, pool equipment, pool cues, everything stays.
and beer signs.
The ping pong table sits on top. Here's all the equipment for the ping pong. And now this is showing you the way to get to the deck from the inside. And I think we've pretty much done a whole circle of the house now. All this upstairs is fairly modern, as I said. The downstairs, to our knowledge, goes back to, 1911, my wife tells me. Some of the old parts. But, things have been added on many, many times over the years. In the summertime, we love it out here. You can sit out here and have cocktails and overlook the town. And occasionally Pioche gets up to 100 degrees in the summer. But it's even in the middle of the summer, it drops down beautiful at night. You can sleep. The swamp cooler that we have, it easily keeps the house cool. Windows, a nice cool evening breeze, even in the summer. It averages between 15 and 20 degrees cooler than Las Vegas. Where we're standing now, we're about 6,000 feet above sea level.
That's your nearest neighbor on that side, so you have plenty of room.
Once again, you can see the piece of land that we own. Goes right to the edge of, just past that pole, and all the way down to the front road. There's a lot of room there to put whatever you want. This, where we're standing, this deck, this land came all the way down to the side of the house when we bought it. So this, as you can see, would need to be dug out if you wanted to put anything major on it. But that's what we did here. We dug out the carport underneath, put a retaining wall and put the deck on top of it. And so it can be dug out. We did it, the size of this deck, we dug out this land. There are some big rocks in there, but you got to get somebody to come in with a small digger. I think I paid a guy about $500 to dig this out from here. Look. All this was all the way to the side of the house.
Plenty of parking. Oh, you can park right on the drive. Plenty of room if you're having a retreat, bringing your family.
Yeah, the other thing that we've been not so much family people. We've always used this as a party house. So all those rooms were for our guests, so that we could all come up here and party and stay overnight and drive home the next day or whatever. This also would be a good house for anybody with a large family. If you've got a large family, you've got room for 5 bedrooms, and you still got privacy for the main bedroom upstairs. You could put all your kinfolk downstairs, make them live downstairs, and you can live upstairs where it's quiet.
Upstairs bathroom. Got a tall closet for all your towels and necessities. And light up medicine cabinet. Ceramic floors. Full bathtub. Shower. Everything works great up here. Good water pressure. We're on city water. A little window if you want to open it. It's all good. Nice view, even from the bathroom. There you go. Towel bars.
All this top part of the house, from the stairs upwards, and these rooms were all built in the, I don't know, mid to late 80s anyway. So this part of the house is quite modern. For Pioche, really modern.
Oh, and I forgot, there's a little mini fridge up here in the other closet, which works. We bought that new.
So this is our little bar area. And here's the back side of the house. There's another outside door to this side.
Beautiful, beautiful views.
Here's the back side of the house. The original big mines where all the big silver came out of in the mid-1800s are right back here. This is where I put my little antenna. Point it up there. You get about half a dozen free channels. We might as well walk out this way.
It's a little deck. It's made of the same stuff as our deck. Just a little back porch here you can see. And the neighbors. This is the road that runs behind the house.
We use this back door very little. Actually, I should go and shut it. Have a walk up there while I'm shutting the back door. And we've got just past that pole is where my land ends.
Okay.
Our land.
Yes. And you can see our metal roof on approximately 2005. The deck. And all of this could be cleared. And you could put a garden in here, a little, you call it a side yard instead of a backyard space. You could fence it in.
So once again, we're dealing with 0 lot lines. So this lot, this is actually slightly over my lot. This is where in a straight line down to the street at the front. All that piece of land here. If you wanted to level it off and put another house on it.
Or just a yard, barbecue, all that stuff.
Or a workshop or anything. That belongs to the house.
View here. Quiet. Besides the wind, it's very, very quiet up here.
Okay, now in case you were, I think we mentioned something about the deer and the local wildlife. I'm going to show you the track they're coming. I'll show you where they come. And you don't have to be any smart hunter or anything to follow where they go. That's why we see them. We saw 3 yesterday afternoon when we got up here, and there's been some this morning, but we haven't seen them.
This is part of our November weather. Just step back in the house.
And the deer come through. We're going to take you to the outside part of the deck and then we'll show you how we get to it from the inside, but this is the way the deer come. And
There's the spare bedroom window down there.
in case you don't believe it, this is where the deer come.
Deer poop.
Deer poop.
Oh, just follow the deer poop.
Follow the deer poop. That is fresh. That was probably last night on its lawn.
Joy.
They don't come on the deck.
Step in the
They
deer
go around
poop.
here. Look at the track. This is where the deer go.
Follow the poop. Oh,
Yeah,
and the
if
hoof prints.
you want to come out,
Santa Claus.
If you want to come out in the evenings and the mornings, you won't have any problem finding deer. This is our beautiful deck.
Another great view of the parade on Pioche's Labor Day.
That's,
Beautiful clouds.
That's looking almost due north. Over there is Mount Wilson. And as you can see, pretty much most of the town.
We get the best views from our deck.
And this is zero maintenance deck. And you can also get a good shot of the whole new roof I put on the house. We've never had any water, any leaks, the house is nice and tight and dry. We've never had any problems since we did this roof, roughly, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Cut. Door.
Now we showed you the house from the front, but then when we went in through the garage breezeway door. This is the front of the house. You got a nice porch you can sit on. There is a close proximity to the road, which is another thing that a few people were a bit worried about. However, this porch
There's your
is
front yard.
enclosed. And if you ever did want to do any gardening, you got a huge amount of land at the side there. So the fact that it hasn't got a front yard and a front garden other than this little piece here, you've still got somewhere very pleasant to sit and watch the world go by. And on Labor Day, when the big Pioche celebration is, all the floats, all the parade starts right here in front
Right
of
up
this
around
house.
the corner.
All the way around the
right past
corner and right down to here is where it starts. You can sit here, you watch every float, they throw candy at you, it's fun. Well, it's the 16th of November. It's the first time we've used the wood fireplace since last winter. I just wanted to make sure it was working. And there it is. Absolutely beautiful. That heater later on the top that's blowing hot air out at us. We'll have to turn it off soon because it will sweat us out of this house. I'm not sure how cold it is outside, but it's I just got that fire going. That's the first couple of big logs and it's already getting too warm. I'm going to damp it down a bit. Another small bedroom for guests. Somewhere to hang your stuff, somewhere to lay your head.
Shelves behind the door also stay. All the furniture stays. This you can either pull the chain or twist that. All right.
There was a clip of the fireplace working. I had it all working yesterday so I could show how well that works. And this heater later, you plug it in, and last night I had to sit way over there because it was just too warm near this fire. It really heats this place up. And then this morning, as you can see, I just cleaned it all out. So now it looks clean. Now you can see what it looks like when it's not got fire and ashes in
And
it.
there's some kindling and
Kindling and wood.
instructions
Everything.
to the stove. So you, and your fire pokers and things. All stays.
The TV works. The only thing that it doesn't light up at the front, so you don't know it's working.
You have to listen.
So you switch it on with the remote, and it'll. If you don't hear it click, give it a few minutes, it'll come on. And it's HD TV. The aerial for the TV is upstairs in the cupboard behind the bar, and there's a slot, a little flagpole slot on the deck at the back. I'll show you that when we go upstairs where the aerial sits. We get about at least half a dozen channels, a couple of the main channels so you can get news and things. This town has got cable, so if you were living up here and you wanted to get cable, it's access and it's already wired to this house. It's had cable before.
One more little room.
This little room, I think someone would want to use as an office. You got a window, a nice light window to the outside, to the main road.
Nice view. Very nice view. Mountains.
As I said, once again, we just put beds everywhere so that when our friends came up to party, they could sleep. But this would be an ideal little office for someone. This could also be used for commercial, by the way. This house, because it sits on the main road, I've already asked the realtor if you wanted to run a little business from this house of any kind, you could do.